Hey everyone, today we're checking out the VegoGarden EZCube Planter. They sent this over for me to try, and I figured I'd walk you through the unboxing and setup so you can see what it's like. Now I admit, it's actually a pretty simple setup, but there are a few cool features about this that you'll want to see. So to start us off, we've got the legs, a main planter body, the bin that kind of holds the water under that planter body, a water gauge, and a bag of screws. There's also the manual, and yeah, you can try to do it just without it or go ahead and read it, or obviously this tutorial might tell you a little bit about how it's set up. I like to just unbox everything at first so I see what I'm working with, and ultimately this EZCube is just a self-watering planter. So it's got a built-in reservoir at the bottom that keeps your soil nice and evenly moist without overwatering, and it lets you know when it needs more water. So if you're a person who often forgets how to water or overwaters or just generally wants to have the peace of mind, this is very helpful for that. The first step is putting together the water level regulator. That's the piece that controls how much water is actually sitting there on the bottom. It comes mostly pre-assembled, so all you'll really have to do is connect the two side pipes to the main unit and tighten them down. It's super easy. There's also this little cap on the top, and it's for keeping out mosquitoes, thank goodness for that, and any other debris that might fall in there. Under the cap is this plug. If you're using this indoors, you're going to want to definitely leave that plug on. That keeps the water from, spilling out onto the floor of your house or whatever. But if you're outside, you can take it off to prevent any overflowing or getting soaked roots. You can basically just adjust the angle to help determine how low you want the water to start draining out. It has like the actual angle measurements, and you can just twist it to the side. Obviously, the lower you set the top of this, that's where the water level will drain out to. Now, the EZCube planter comes with both short and tall legs. You can choose whichever height works best for you. There's kind of the basic height right above the ground, and then these longer legs would be more at the waist level. I think the one closer to the ground, it's basically a knee level. I went with the taller one because I like not having to bend over as much when I'm planting, and it still feels very sturdy up here. I think this actually looks very nice as well, so that's why I went with it. Obviously, too, if you have anyone that does have trouble getting around, trouble bending over, an older person with sore joints, whatever it would be, having this elevation is better. So I definitely recommend the longer legs for that purpose. But I could certainly see if you are setting this on a table or some other thing, not wanting those extra little legs. In order to attach those legs, you just grab a screwdriver or a drill and you just basically screw them into the bottom. And next up, we'll be looking at the water gauge that just drops into the hole in the main body here. It shows you how much water is in the reservoir, how full it is, and it's pretty handy if you're just kind of starting out and trying to understand how it's working. Basically, this indicator just floats up with the water. It also has a mosquito covering, so that's very good to keep you from ending up with a reservoir full of mosquito larvae. I actually chose to fill it via a hose into one of the side pipes. It's pretty neat. It actually has the VegoGarden standard quick connect hose fitting. You might have seen that in our videos on the raised bed and on the hose reel. Or maybe the raised bed watering system. And then when you turn on the water, you can actually see it moving right through here. So you always know that it's going in there. You can see it working, you can hear it working, you can see the water actually start to come up. And your gauge is also floating up as you add that water. The great thing about just this self-watering system, like the plant kind of just does its own thing, and there's the water there. And you fairly rarely are going to actually have to water it. To fill this, I'm basically adding in coconut coir with my soil, and that's going to help the moisture while still letting roots breathe. It's going to create a little bit of a wicking action, and hold and retain moisture throughout that coconut coir. I went ahead and just started from the block and then mixed my coconut coir in here rather than pre-mixing it like in a wheelbarrow like I did previously in the raised bed filling video. But this works very well too. And once that's ready, I'm gonna add kale to my bed. The reason I'm choosing kale is because of the time of year it is. I'm excited by the opportunity to have this maybe even grow all throughout the winter, and have it just right here and accessible right now next to my house. Obviously, the plant I'm putting here already got a little bit eaten in my main garden, so I'm hoping to save it too by bringing it here and have it grow robustly over the winter. So we'll see how well it survives over the winter, but I think it's a good option for kind of a transition garden as we go into the colder months. And while I disturbed the roots maybe a little bit when I was digging this out of my main garden, I'm pretty optimistic because with the way this self-watering planter goes and the coconut coir and everything, I think the soil level should always be at about the right level here. We've added the soil as well that has fertilizer in it, so I think this plant is actually going to thrive in the next couple weeks after the transplant. So I'll let you know about that in a couple weeks. But in the meantime, I think that's it. It's the VegoGarden EZCube Planter. It's set up and ready to go. Super easy to put together, and I love the self-watering aspect of it. If you want to grab one yourself, we've still got our promo code with VegoGarden. I have a link in the description below. If you'd like to use that link, it's an affiliate link. I'd certainly appreciate it. You can also use my code BestGardenChannel 10 off to get $10 off your order. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to growing with you.